We're coming up on 5:30. You're watching WKYT This Morning. Lexington police say a pregnant woman and her unborn baby have died following a late-night shooting. Investigators say the shooter remains on the loose.
Also on WKYT, sentencing expected in a high-profile Lexington murder case later today.
And temporary lane closures could cause traffic issues on I75 this morning. Details on the traffic alert just ahead.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning, and it's so nice to have you with us on WKYT. This is where Kentucky mornings begin. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Andrea Walker. It is Thursday, September 8th, and we've got some changes ahead of us in the forecast.
All kinds of changes. First, some storms and some cooler weather. Let's check in. Meteorologist Micah Harris is in our First Alert Weather Center.
Yeah, it's definitely that time of year when you get a little bit closer to fall and you get these shots of cooler air as from these cold fronts flying on in here, and that will bring us some thunderstorm action. Not so much during the daylight hours today. It's mainly evening and night, and it's not for everybody. Central, north, and western zones, you guys have the best chance. We're sitting in the 60s and 70s. It's not a bad feel. We hit the afternoon right around 90 degrees. It's another day where it's warm. It will be a little bit more humid this afternoon than the past few days, but like I said, most of us stay dry. Kids coming home from school, I don't see any problems. Going to school, no issues. It's really evening, nighttime hours when we're starting to get in bed. Here come some storms. I'm going to show you if we see any severe weather. That's coming up.
All right, we continue to bring you the latest on breaking news here on WKYT This Morning. Lexington police say an 8-month pregnant woman has died after being shot late last night, and sadly we've also learned that her unborn baby also died. A
heartbreaking story. The shooting happened around 11 o'clock on Winburn Drive near Russell Cave Road. WKYT's Lauren Miner joins us live with the very latest on this tragic news. Good morning, Lauren.
Good morning, Bella and Andrea. Well, police were called to the Matador North Apartments late last night. That is where they found a pregnant woman suffering from a gunshot wound outside of the complex. She was taken to UK hospital with life-threatening injuries, where she and the baby later died. The victim has been identified as 22-year-old Mariah Coleman of Lexington. Her baby's name was Jacoby. Police say Mariah may have been walking her dog when someone came up and shot her.
I was just afraid for my life and anybody else's, really. I was walking straight up the street. I see gunfire and I hear gunshots go off, and I just took back the other way.
Witnesses were interviewed on scene, but there are no suspects at this time. Reporting live in Lexington, Lauren Miner, WKYT.
Lauren, thank you very much, and we'll continue, of course, on this story throughout our news this morning. And sentencing is expected today for a man convicted of murdering his girlfriend in Lexington. Last month, the jury found Paris Charles guilty in the 2014 murder of Goldia Massey. Parts of her dismembered body washed up onto the shore of the Kentucky River in 2 different counties. The jury recommended Charles spend 36 years in prison.
A pretrial conference will be held today for a Mercer County man charged with several counts of animal cruelty. Charles Burrell faces charges after police say a number of malnourished horses were found abandoned on a farm leased by the Burrell family. His daughter and well-known horse trainer Maria Burrell is wanted on the same charges, but police say she is no longer in the state. Volunteers caring for the horses say it will be several months before they make full recoveries.
Police in eastern Kentucky are looking for the people responsible for killing 3 horses.
The Johnson County Sheriff's Office says a man found the dead horses near a pack roaming together on a mountain in the Greasy community. Deputies say each of the horses had gunshot wounds. The man who found the horses says it was a difficult discovery.
Whoever did do it, you know, they're still out there. Anybody that, in my mind and heart, that would shoot an animal like that for no purpose, probably harm a human.
Deputies say animal rescue groups removed the remaining horses and placed them in a safe place. So far, investigators have not said if they have any suspects. Well, more charges have been filed against a Bourbon County teacher accused of harassing students. Investigators say more students came forward with claims against Bourbon County Middle School teacher Rick Massey. Massey now faces 15 counts of harassment with physical contact. During yesterday's hearing, the judge recused herself from the case, so a new judge will be appointed. Because of Massey's prominence in the community, a special prosecutor from out of town is now working the case. Massey's attorney waived his arraignment, and the next hearing has been scheduled for November.
A Kentucky man accused of helping hack a website to draw attention to an Ohio high school rape case is scheduled for trial in November. Derek Lawstutter, who goes by KY Anonymous online, is charged with conspiring to gain illegal access to an online account and making false statements. Investigators say he threatened to release personal information on players and coaches.
New this morning, we're learning more about a man who police say is accused of spying on people in a public bathroom. Michelle Chamberlain is at our alert desk with details. Good morning.
Good morning. This arrest citation says the Lexington man taped and took pictures of people in public bathrooms in several locations. Lexington police charged Freddie Gillis with video voyeurism, a Class D felony. Police arrested the 56-year-old last night after they say he used a camera phone to observe, photograph, and tape others. The citation says he recorded sex acts and took pictures and videos of people's genitals without their consent. Police say this happened in public restrooms at multiple locations yesterday. Now, we don't know where the crimes took place, but we do know Gillis was arrested in Lexington at the corner of Snaffle Road and Bamboo Drive in the Beaumont area. Andrea?
Michelle, thank you. Crews have begun removing contaminated soil from several properties in Montgomery County. The Department of Environmental Protection says 6 homes on Long Lane have arsenic levels in the dirt that requires immediate remediation. The DEP says it will take about 6 weeks to remove all the contaminated dirt and replace it with clean dirt. The residents whose homes are affected will be compensated while they temporarily move away.
Even if they do what they promise, living here may be better, but the impact and the devastation that we've already went through, our mental anxieties, I don't think that's ever going to leave us.
The Montgomery County Health Department and the Department for Public Health was also on the scene. They were taking toenail samples from roughly 70 people living in the area to see what levels of arsenic they've been exposed to. A new study of Eastern Kentucky workers says the labor force has declined by about 20% over the past 10 years.
That survey by Boyett Strategic Advisors and One East Kentucky says many people have stopped looking for work because of lack of professional certification and the struggling coal industry. That is what is holding them back. Researchers say creating tax-free zones and securing government contracts could help bring new jobs to Eastern Kentucky.
We have to still address accessibility, transportation, market access, and then cost of doing business here. I believe for the right companies, we can put a business case together and a value proposition for them to locate within our region.
More than 500 workers and 200 employees employers in 27 Eastern Kentucky counties were surveyed for that.
Today, a Franklin County judge is expected to rule whether the former chairman of the Kentucky Retirement Systems Board will continue being allowed to participate in board meetings. Thomas Elliot made his case to continue participating in meetings before Judge Philip Shepard yesterday. Governor Bevin issued an executive order earlier this year removing Elliot from the board, but Elliot sued and Judge Shepard ordered he be allowed to participate again. However, the judge said Elliot later missed 2 meetings, so the governor has since filed a motion asking the judge to throw out his previous order. The 2016 presidential candidates are back on the campaign trail a day after making their cases to be commander-in-chief.
Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump took the same stage during last night's forum in New York, but it was at different times. They really didn't cross paths. They fielded some tough questions from the veterans there. Hannah Daniels has the story.
The main thing is I have great judgment.
Donald Trump sought to win over voters, including servicemen and women last night, maintaining he was against the war in Iraq.
I was totally against the war in Iraq.
And hinting at a private plan to defeat ISIS.
If I win, I don't want to broadcast to the enemy exactly what my plan is.
The Republican nominee was challenged by this Army veteran who questioned his immigration policy for military members.
Do you believe that an undocumented person who wants to serve in the U.S. Armed Forces deserves to stay in this country legally?
That's a very special situation, and I could see myself working that out, absolutely.
Trump grew defensive when questioned by moderator Matt Lauer about his relationship with Russia's president.
If he says great things about me, I'm going to say great things about him.
An absolute rock steadiness.
Hillary Clinton, who appeared on stage first, touted her temperament while drawing a line in the Middle East.
We are not putting ground troops into Iraq ever again, and we're not putting ground troops into Syria.
The Democratic nominee spent much of the night defending herself against her email scandal.
I communicated about classified material on a wholly separate system. I took it very seriously.
The two candidates go head-to-head in their first presidential debate at the end of the month. Hannah Daniels, CBS News.
And today, Donald Trump will be heading to Cleveland, Ohio. He will be addressing education there. And Hillary Clinton makes appearances in both North Carolina and Missouri. Well, state police are planning to close some southbound lanes of Interstate 75 this morning in Richmond. It's part of their investigation into a deadly crash. Police say David McDowell died on August 28th when his motorcycle and a car collided around mile marker 85 in Madison County. Police say both vehicles were trying to avoid a previous crash. So beginning at 9 o'clock this morning, police say the left two lanes of I75 South will be closed between mile markers 84 and 85 as part of the investigation. Police expect that closure to last less than 2 hours. So again, that is just south of the Eastern Bypass for a reference point there. All right, our time this morning coming up on 5:40, and let's check live drive traffic for you right now. See what's going on out there.
Here's a look at our traffic map. As you can see, mostly green on your screen. It looks like we do have one issue. Do you see where that is, Bill?
We'll check that out here shortly and see what we're getting, but it is obviously in the Winchester Road area. We'll check that out here shortly.
We will let you know. And now let's take a look at the Lexington-Fayette Urban County Government's live drive cam at Main and Broadway. Roads are pretty clear right now. Actually, more traffic than we usually see this time of the morning.
Yeah, folks are up early this morning.
They are.
For some reason. Notice it was kind of lively coming in this morning. People have been, maybe they've been up all night. I don't know. Good to have you with us this morning, bright and early on your Thursday. And we have so much more news coming up for you right here.
An elderly couple's unbelievably cute photo shoot is melting hearts on social media. The romantic inspiration behind the pictures just ahead.
We had the temperatures the past few days, but not so much the humidity. The moisture will increase, and that will give way to some thunderstorms later on tonight and off into the next few days. We're going to get into that with all your event forecasts coming up.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Road conditions look just fine early this morning as you were stepping out the door taking off. I don't see any issue whatsoever. Next couple of hours, it'll look fantastic once that sun does rise right around 7:15. So we still got about an hour and a half before we actually see that. Moorhead looks good. I-64 and Highway 60 all looks well up towards 75, heading toward Florence, and also sitting there. And Cincinnati, no issues. Frankfort looks good, I-64, traveling westbound from Lexington. So all looks good throughout your day. Look, we're going to stay dry again. 10% chance of rain during the daylight hours. Temperatures upper 80s, lower 90s. Stop me if you heard it before, right? Then we head off toward the evening and nighttime hours. Watch what happens. The front gets a little bit closer, and it'll spark off some showers and thunderstorms. It's not for everybody. South, southeast, you guys are actually good to go. You won't see any storms today, nor this evening off into the night. However, you look northbound and get off into the 71 corridor, Trimble, Carroll, Gallatin counties, head back toward Pendleton and Grant, Owen counties, Harrison, Robertson, go back toward Mason County, heads up. I would say anywhere from 7 to 9 p.m. is when you start to see some storms spark up in that area, and then they'll slowly glide southbound across the I-64 corridor. Now, none of this looks like just widespread severe weather. Could you have a strong or severe thunderstorm? It's possible, but it's not likely. It's a very, very low chance. So most of this is going to be a lot of lightning and also some heavy downpours. Here's 11 p.m. and it looks like it's rolling into Lexington. So obviously when a lot of us are going to bed or already in bed, here in Lexington in the Bluegrass, that's where we can expect some of these thunderstorms to roll on in. We head off through the night. Here's 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4, 5 a.m., and you still see a couple of rumbles sticking around overnight and into tomorrow morning. The best chance for any isolated severe storm or strong storms will be central, north, and western zones. I talked about this yesterday, and it still looks like the best area for that chance later on tonight. I would say anywhere from 8 p.m. to about midnight or just a little bit after midnight is when you can expect that. Let's talk about some events to attend the next couple of days. You got the Poker Run Big Boat Race down at Lake Cumberland. That is tomorrow and Saturday. Tomorrow looks like the better opportunity to get out and enjoy. Saturday you can still do it because it's a line moving through, not so much an all-day event. So once it actually moves through, it actually looks pretty good after that. So I would still head down there. Just know you will have a few rumbles of thunder you'll have to pass. Trading days, that is today through Saturday in Williamsburg. Know this, today you are dry it is a perfect day today to head out and enjoy there in Whitley County. Friday, you'll have a slight chance of rain, but Saturday you will have the better opportunity. Oktoberfest at Christ the King here in Lexington. That's Friday and Saturday. I would say Saturday is your better opportunity, afternoon and evening, to actually get a few rumbles of thunder. And then you look toward the Casa Superhero Run. That's going to be Saturday morning. As of right now, I don't really see a rain chance Saturday morning. It's really afternoon and evening, so that should be good to go out at the Kentucky Horse Park. Sunday, though, that front rolls through, and Sunday looks fantastic. 75, sunny. They've made a song after that.
Sunny,
and yeah, there you go. And there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
Everybody loves
Perfect.
it. So
Pretty much perfect conditions.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
All
It
right.
looks good.
Easy to enjoy that. 5:47 is our time on WKYT. We love this next story. It's like a scene straight out of a romance novel.
It sure is. Check out this photo shoot from Clemma and Sterling Elmore. I love their names, too. They've been together for 57 years, and to mark that impressive anniversary, their granddaughter arranged a photo shoot for them. The photographer says she immediately thought of the movie The Notebook when she saw the couple. She thought the romantic fictional story would be a fun theme for the shoot, and of course, the photos instantly went viral after being posted online. Those are absolutely gorgeous, aren't they?
They certainly
Just such
are.
a nice little throwback.
Yeah.
Classic.
Good, nice, well done job there.
Yes.
The Elmores, right?
That's right.
57
nice.
years and going strong together.
Coming up, you'll get more of the stories making news at this hour.
We'll check traffic again. We found out a little bit about that situation that is down on 3rd Street this morning, an emergency road repair. We'll have that and a lot more coming up on WKYT this morning. Hey, good morning. Welcome back into WKYT this morning. It's 5:51 here on your Thursday, it's September 8th.
And let's take a look at some of the stories we're working on for you at this hour.
A tragic story leads our news this morning. Lexington police say an expectant mother has died after being shot late last night. Sadly, they say her unborn baby has also died. The shooting happened on Winburn Drive near Russell Cave Road. Police say Mariah Coleman was shot while walking her dog in what police believe to be an attempted robbery. Coleman later died at UK Hospital. Doctors tried saving Coleman's unborn baby. It was to be named Jacoby, but they were unsuccessful. At this time, police say they do not have any suspects.
And we once again want to talk about a traffic alert this morning. Starting at 9 a.m., police will be closing the left 2 lanes of I75 between mile markers 84 and 85 as part of a deadly crash investigation. The closure is expected to last less than 2 hours. The 2016 presidential candidates are back on the campaign trail today, 1 day after making their cases to be commander-in-chief.
They're talking about military and preparedness. Hillary Clinton touted her foreign policy experience during last night's forum while defending her use of a private email server during her time as Secretary of State. Donald Trump held back on revealing his plan to defeat ISIS while appearing to be open to the idea of amnesty for undocumented immigrants serving in the armed forces. The U.S. Olympic Committee, along with USA Swimming, are expected to announce disciplinary measures against 4 Olympic swimmers. Some outlets are reporting this morning that 12-time Olympic medalist Ryan Lochte will get a 10-month suspension, while the other 3 swimmers will get less time. The development comes after the athletes lied over an incident at a gas station during the Rio Olympics.
Overweight or obese women may be at higher risk of having the most common kind of stroke called ischemic stroke.
Right, ischemia. In a new study from the University of Oxford, it finds that overweight women may also be at lower risk of hemorrhagic stroke, which is more often deadly.
And heart patients who meet weekly exercise guidelines spend an average of $2,500 less on health care costs. That's according to new research in the Journal of the American Heart Association. People without cardiovascular disease who exercised regularly also saw health care cost savings. Well, Natalie Portman talks about the challenges of her newest movie role, plus why Marilyn Monroe's dress could be worth millions.
And something new from Lady Gaga. Chris Martinez has your eye on entertainment.
Lady Gaga's newest single hits the airwaves tomorrow. The pop star posted the release date for Perfect Illusion on social media, along with the cover art. Marilyn Monroe's birthday song to President Kennedy made her dress almost as famous as she was. The flesh-color beaded gown has become such an icon, it's expected to draw as much as $3 million at Julian's auction house this fall.
We will have a procession, and I will walk to the cathedral with the casket.
Natalie Portman says starring in the movie Jackie posed a special kind of challenge. Portman plays Jacqueline Kennedy during the time she was First Lady and after her husband's assassination.
People know what she looked like and what she sounded like and how she moved. So I really wanted to get that right, but then also not do a caricature.
Portman was in Italy Wednesday for the film's world premiere at the Venice Film Festival. Stars gathered for the New York premiere of the newest comedy from producer Lorne Michaels.
Brother-in-law. Technically, we're not even that yet.
Tell that to my heart.
Brother Nature shows what happens when a buttoned-up politician gets acquainted with his rowdy future in-laws.
It was just a good group of really funny, talented people, and I had such a wonderful experience with them.
Brother Nature arrives in theaters and on demand on Friday. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Now let's get a check this hour on today's traffic trouble spots with live drive traffic.
See what's going on this morning. First of all, we'll show you what we have going on as far as our drive times. And there they are. It's normal from Nicholasville, Paris, Georgetown, from Frankfurt, a good ride in. No reports of any problems this morning. A hint of fog this morning around the Clays Ferry Bridge. Keep that in mind. Now, the Lexington Fayette Urban County Government live drive cam, and we're looking at Harrodsburg and Corporate Drive.
Things seem to be moving very nicely today, but we do have a road blocked for repairs that we want to tell you about. That's at 3rd and Chestnut.
Right, over to Ray Street, and they're doing an emergency repair this morning. They'll believe they'll have that done by about 7:30 or so there in the East End neighborhood this morning. So we'll keep you informed on that, but again, 7:30 is the likely time that it'll be clear, and hopefully you can move on. We're going to check weather this morning. We anticipate changes.
Yeah, big changes. We get the thunderstorms, and then the front rolls on through this weekend, and it'll knock down temperatures big time. You'll love Sunday. Not so much Saturday. We have some storms during that time. Things look pretty good across the roadways like they were just talking about. 68 degrees there. Slightly humid early this morning, but we are dry. And we're dry this afternoon at 5 p.m. It's after 5 p.m., 8, 9, 10, 11. That's when we could have a few rumbles of thunder. We'll get into that forecast if you're about to take off. Have a great Thursday. If not, stick with us. We'll talk about those storms, and I'll show you when that cool, drier air slides on in here with another hour of WKYT News.